The story also pointed out issues between Jeanie Buss and LeBron James. The article states that Jeanie privately grumbled about what she felt was James' outsized ego and the overt control that he and Clutch Sports exerted over the organization at times.
She privately mused about not giving him a contract extension this last time and trading him to get rid of the pain in the ass that he has been since he got to LA. She always felt, number 6, that LeBron James was not grateful that the Lakers drafted Bronny for him. All right?
Everybody who has worked with LeBron in his 23 years at times feels like he's a headache. And those headaches are worth it times 10.
If it's true that LeBron James never showed what we would consider the appropriate gratitude for the Lakers not just drafting Bronny, but then giving him a guaranteed contract that the 55th pick in the draft has never gotten before dribbling a ball in the G League or the NBA, that would bother me too if I'm the person that allowed that to happen.
The NBA just witnessed one of the most explosive revelations in recent memory. And no, we're not talking about a trade deadline blockbuster or a playoff meltdown. We're talking about something far more personal, far more damaging to one of the league's biggest superstars. Jeanie Buss, the now former controlling owner of the Los Angeles Lakers, has reportedly unleashed a devastating critique of LeBron James. And when I say devastating, I mean career, reputation-altering devastating. This isn't some random media personality throwing shade. This is the woman who signed the checks, who sat in the war rooms, who watched it all unfold from the inside. And according to a Bombshell ESPN article by Baxter Holmes, she's had enough.
Being paid under the table by Clutch Sports, and I know who they are. Every one of them now is going to have to do some major damage control, because this isn't like me saying it or a colleague of theirs saying.
Let's break down what just happened, because this is seismic. The Lakers are currently enjoying a solid start to the season on the court, but off the court, it's a dumpster fire wrapped in purple and gold. Baxter Holmes dropped an atomic bomb of a story detailing the internal chaos within the Buss family, the $10 billion sale of the team, and most importantly, the fractured relationship between Jeanie Buss and LeBron James.
Grumbled about what she felt was James' outsized ego and the overt control that he and Clutch Sports exerted over the organization at times.
Outsized ego, overt control, those aren't soft words. Those are nuclear missiles aimed directly at the king's throne. And it gets worse. According to the report, Jeanie didn't just have issues with LeBron's personality, she fundamentally disagreed with how he and his agency, Clutch Sports, essentially ran the Lakers like their own personal playground. Think about that for a second. The Lakers, one of the most storied franchises in sports history, allegedly became a puppet organization controlled by an athlete and his agent. That's not just drama, that's organizational dysfunction at the highest level. Here's where things get really interesting. Jeanie Buss reportedly hated the narrative that LeBron James was the savior of the Lakers franchise when he arrived in 2018. She didn't like that the media, both local and national, painted him as the messiah who rescued a floundering organization. Now, was LeBron a savior? Let's be honest, the Lakers were in the wilderness before he showed up. They had missed the playoffs for 6 straight years. They were irrelevant. They were a punchline. And then LeBron came, and in his second season, he delivered a championship. Sure, it was the bubble championship, and people love to dismiss it, but it still counts. But here's the thing Jeanie apparently couldn't stand. LeBron took all the credit. He became the face of the Lakers' resurrection, and the organization itself felt sidelined. That's ego, that's branding, that's LeBron being LeBron. But if you're the owner who's been grinding through those terrible years, watching your legacy franchise crumble, and then some guy swoops in and takes all the glory, yeah, that's gotta sting. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, Westbrook. That trade was an unmitigated disaster, and everyone knows it. The Lakers mortgaged their future to bring in Westbrook, and it blew up spectacularly in their faces. The team chemistry was terrible, the fit was horrendous, and the entire basketball world watched as the Lakers imploded.
LeBron's lack of accountability for forcing the Lakers to get rid of Westbrook, Russell Westbrook.
Here's the kicker. LeBron allegedly pushed for that trade. He wanted Westbrook, and when it failed, he distanced himself from it. He didn't take accountability. He let the organization absorb the blame while he played the victim card. That's cold, that's calculated, and that's exactly the kind of thing that would make an owner lose their mind. Jeanie reportedly walked around feeling like LeBron never owned up to his role in that disaster. And when you're the one writing 9-figure checks and watching your team become a national embarrassment, that lack of accountability probably feels like a slap in the face. And then there's Bronny James. The Lakers drafted Bronny with the 55th pick in the draft. Was he worthy of that pick? Debatable. Did he deserve a guaranteed contract? Absolutely not by traditional standards. The 55th pick rarely gets guaranteed money, especially without proving anything in the G League or NBA. But the Lakers gave it to him anyway, because his last name is James.
I always felt, number 6, that LeBron James was not grateful that the Lakers drafted Bronny for him.
This is where the alleged ingratitude becomes almost poetic. The Lakers bent over backward to make LeBron's dream come true. They drafted his son. They gave him guaranteed money. They let father and son share the court together in what was supposed to be this beautiful, historic moment. And according to Jeanie, LeBron didn't even show proper gratitude.
It's true that LeBron James never showed what we would consider the appropriate gratitude for the Lakers not just drafting Bronny, but then giving him a guaranteed contract that the 55th pick in the draft has never gotten before dribbling a ball.
If that's true, if LeBron really didn't express genuine appreciation for what the Lakers did for his family, then that's damning. That's the kind of thing that turns respect into resentment. That's the kind of thing that makes an owner question everything about your character. Let's zoom out for a second and talk about the bigger picture. Clutch Sports, LeBron's agency run by Rich Paul, has been accused of wielding unprecedented power within the Lakers organization. They influenced roster moves, they pushed for certain players, they essentially operated as a shadow front office. Now, is that necessarily wrong? Every superstar has influence. Every agent tries to get the best situation for their client. But the level of control Clutch allegedly had over the Lakers was different. It crossed a line. And Jeanie Buss apparently watched it happen in real time, feeling powerless to stop it, because if she pushed back too hard, she risked losing LeBron. That's a hostage situation. That's not a partnership. And that's exactly why this relationship was doomed from the start. Now, before we completely torch LeBron, let's pump the brakes and look at the other side. Brian Windhorst made an excellent point during the First Take segment. Everyone who works with LeBron finds him to be a headache at times, but those headaches are worth it times 10 because of what he brings to the table.
Buddy, who has worked with LeBron in his 23 years, at times feels like he's a headache. And those headaches are worth it times 10.
The Cavs dealt with it, the Heat dealt with it, and they'd all do it again because LeBron delivers championships. He elevates franchises. He brings global attention and financial windfalls. So yeah, maybe he's difficult. Maybe his ego is massive. Maybe Clutch Sports overstepped. But he also brought the Lakers their 17th championship. Stephen A. Smith echoed this sentiment, saying LeBron resurrected the Lakers franchise and returned them to relevancy. Without him, they were a lottery team with no direction. With him, they became champions again. That's undeniable.
Did resurrect the Los Angeles Lakers. There is no question that that happened. And even in his 23rd season, at over 40 years of age, 41 years of age, the brother's still doing his thing. He's out there giving you 20 plus a night. So,
after the ESPN article dropped, Jeanie Buss released a statement to The Athletic trying to walk back the damage. She said it wasn't right for LeBron to be pulled into her family drama, and that saying she wasn't appreciative was completely unfair to him.
It's really not right, given all the great things LeBron has done for the Lakers, that he has to be pulled into my family drama. To say that I wasn't appreciative is just not true and completely unfair to him.
Classic damage control, classic corporate speak. But here's the thing. Once those quotes are out there, once those feelings are reported, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. Everyone now knows how Jeanie really felt. everyone knows there was deep resentment simmering beneath the surface, and no PR statement is going to erase that. So what happens next? LeBron is 41 years old and in his 23rd season. He's still producing at a high level, averaging over 20 points a night, but his time is running out. And according to Brian Windhorst, LeBron has 3 realistic options moving forward. 1, leave in free agency and go somewhere like Cleveland, where he could team up with Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley for one last championship run. 2, stay with the Lakers but take a significant pay cut to help the team improve the roster. 3, retire. Those are his choices, and honestly, none of them feel particularly satisfying. Going back to Cleveland would be a storybook ending, but it would require him to uproot his life in Los Angeles, take less money, and grind through another grueling season at 41 years old. Staying with the Lakers means accepting a reduced role and potentially finishing his career without another title. Retiring means walking away while he can still play at a high level. At the end of the day, this story is more than just LeBron and Jeanie. It's about power dynamics in professional sports. It's about ego, legacy, and control. It's about what happens when a superstar's influence outgrows the organization itself. LeBron James changed the game. He empowered athletes to take control of their careers, to build their brands, to dictate their destinies. But with that power comes friction. With that control comes resentment. And sometimes, the people who give you everything still feel like you took too much. Jeanie Buss gave LeBron a championship platform. She gave him the Lakers' legacy. She gave him the chance to play with his son. And in return, she felt disrespected, overshadowed, and underappreciated. Was LeBron ungrateful? Or was Jeanie just unable to handle the reality of modern superstar management? Maybe both are true. Maybe neither is entirely right. What we know for sure is this: the relationship is broken, the trust is gone, and the Lakers, once again, are a franchise in turmoil, despite having one of the greatest players of all time still on their roster. That's the tragedy of it all. That's the mess we're left with. And that's the LeBron Lakers saga in all its complicated, messy, unforgettable glory.